Well, hello there. Welcome to the North Pole Command Center. This is where we do all our work.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
This is Mrs. Claus. She's our chief elf organizer. And
This is Santa Claus.
and I run the sleigh. Now, if you're joining us, we have come up with a series of books about our elves. And we wanted to introduce them to you and to do a little video and even a little story time. So,
Yeah.
what do you think of that, Mrs.
Well,
Claus?
I think that's a great idea. Because our elves wanted to get to know you. So this is our way of letting you get to know them.
And we thought it was about time you got to know them and
Yeah.
all the different things they do up at the North Pole. Because I'll tell you what, I'm good, you're good, but we
they're
couldn't
better.
do it without the elves. No, absolutely, they are better. So there are elves that do everything from wrap
Yes.
your presents to mining for hard rock candy and coal to
Making dolls and stuffed animals.
making
and
bikes and
trikes
trikes
and anything with wheels
And of course, I even have a helper that helps me with my naughty and nice list.
yes, yes.
So,
yeah,
and you're
yeah.
going to hear about all these elves because we're going to do special stories on them.
We are,
And
yeah.
I'm still writing more stories because I've got so many elves. And Mrs. Claus is doing all the illustrations.
I am.
So when you see these books, it's Mrs. Claus that drew them. So, and you did a fabulous
Well,
job,
thank you,
my
Santa.
dear.
Thank you, Santa.
Absolutely fabulous. So we're going to start this with our very first book,
Yep.
which is called Santa's World. And it introduces the entire Santa's Elf series to you guys and tells you why I'm writing these books. Because as we said, I couldn't do my job without them.
No.
So, and you're going to hear about just how important they are. So, if you guys are ready, put your listening ears on because I'm going to read you that story right now as soon as I put my reading glasses on.
And I'm going to show you the pictures.
Oh, very cool.
So there we go.
Are we ready?
I think we
Okay.
are.
Let me get my page open. All right. Though many don't quite know the facts, it's really plain to see. Without my elves, there wouldn't be many gifts under your tree. The elves, they found me working hard so many years ago, and they invited me right there and then up to their land of snow. They showed me many marvels and the tons of toys they store, all looking for a special home. Maybe one exactly like yours. They built the houses and the shops to service all these needs. They stored up lots of food and sweets and even reindeer feed. And we all are living many years. Why, it's impossible to tell how long we've been on this old earth. We hide our age so well. Every elf becomes a specialist. In their craft, they really know. Each toy is perfectly wonderful, and in each, the quality shows. And every elf is important to me. Each one does lend a hand with the many varied tasks they do throughout this northern land. There's Carol, Crystal, Jamie, and more. The elves are by the score. Throughout each corner of the pole, they come through every door. And every elf is precious to me. On their efforts I rely. Without them, no one would ever see a single reindeer fly. They're smarter than a good many folk, and always are so quick. As soon as something special I need, it arrives in just a lick. I think because they've lived so long, they've gotten all their smarts, whether making toys or wrapping gifts or even baking tarts. But certain ones I really need or I couldn't do my best. These elves all run the show, and I put them to the test. They have the most important jobs, and they've worked hard to succeed. Much like my trusted reindeer, on my words, they all pay heed. Now kids are all relying on us. I'll patiently explain. Christmas Eve's a special night. The meaning is so plain. When God did give a special gift and showed us all his love, he gave to us his only son, sent angels from above. So, on this night we recreate for all who truly see, by giving gifts and sharing love, and place them by the tree. Now the gifts we leave could not compare, for they are rather small, when compared to that most mighty gift, to that greatest gift of all. But nonetheless, we'll do our part and try to bring great smiles as Santa and his reindeer team cross many worlds and miles. So make sure that you go to bed and are really fast asleep, so I can leave our gift to you, and my promise I can keep. Then once again you'll wake to find that I have been there too, and on this special Christmas morn you'll find our gift for you. Make sure you do say thank you, but not to us alone, but to the Lord that's up above, because it's his love that's been shown. The end.
Well, we sure hope you enjoyed that story about our elves.
And now you know why I need so many elves, because we have so many jobs up at the North Pole. And it seems like every time I need something, I just call on an elf and there it is. So now, one of the things I want you to know about these books is as I read them, at the end, there is always a story, or I should say, a message from me directly to you. And I'm going to read you this message so you know exactly what it is. Okay, put my reading glasses back on, and it says, all the elves of the North Pole work and play together without fighting. That is because they always treat each other with respect. You can always hear a please or thank you when they ask for things, or an excuse me when they bump into each other, and an I'm sorry when they have interrupted or hurt another elf. That goes a long way to making things better. Always respect others and they will respect you. Say please and thank you and I'm sorry regularly, and you'll find that people will be nicer to you too. And more importantly, you'll be on my Santa's nice list. So always keep that in mind. Thank you for listening to that one.
Well, that was a great message, Santa.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, it's always good to be polite. So
It is, and it takes you a long way.
It does.
So, yeah.
It does.
Now, I'll tell you what, boys and girls, we're going to be reading lots of different stories. And you know what the best part is? You can read along with me or Mrs. Claus.
That's right.
Because you can get the book, and they come in both soft cover, like this one that I read, or
hardcover.
hardcover like
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus is holding.
Yeah.
So talk to your mom and dad and see if they'll pick up one or more of the books so that you can read along with us while we do this.
Now we have a couple of pictures we want to share with you, don't we, Santa?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. You pulled
to talk a little bit more about the elves and what they do. So the
let's
first
see.
picture we have is Santa Claus, of course, surrounded by his elves.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you what. In this one, you can see Denny Sweet Tooth and Coco Nice and Hot and Carol Check It Twice.
Yeah.
All
And Priscilla Huff
and Priscilla Huff and Puff, who makes our ornaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, Carol, you'll notice he's got a big long beard. He's my number 2 elf. He's the guy that's always in charge.
And this is we have another picture which shows a little bit better picture of.
Oh, there he
Yes,
is.
look at that long beard.
Look at that long. It's longer than mine.
Yeah, he's got the longest beard of any elf up at the North Pole, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and Carol Joy Notes in this one.
It
I
is.
see her hiding behind Carol there. So we have a special book just on her alone.
I know.
So these are just a few of the elves that are always helping us out and being good and letting us do our job. And that's how miracles happen, is you get a lot of help from a lot of other people.
That's right. That's right. Because it's not, a lot of people think it's just Santa and I, or just Santa. And it's not. It takes a whole team of people to do what we do and to give you presents at Christmas time, doesn't it?
So be watching,
Yeah.
and you're going to learn all about our various elves. But in the meantime, we want to thank you for joining us and tell you to be on the lookout for new elf books. And you're going to learn a lot about how we do things up at the North Pole and here at the command center.
That's right. That's right. So be nice to each other, as the message says.
And always be kind to each other, because if you're nice to others, they'll be nice to you.
They will.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna say goodbye for now, but come back and visit us again soon. Okay, take care. Be kind.
Bye.